a wall, and you're essentially playing like iPhone games from like 5 years ago. Like when like the craze was to like reverse gravity in iPhone games where you're like running on one side and you press a button and you're back on the other side and you're just like trying to solve puzzles that way. I don't know if this game needed that. I'm happy it's there and I think it's fun. I think it's challenging. I don't know if it gets more challenging later or they lean more heavily on it. But so far, there's been a heavy dose of that in this game. And I'm not trying to play like contrary corner or anything, but like these are the only issues that I've had so far with the game. So.
Those are my favorite parts when you go into a pipe or when you go to those obstacle courses that are outside of the main world. Those are my favorite.
Those are always the best in every game, though. Like Crash Bandicoot always had really good versions of that. They're always
the hardest and very intricacy. They're interesting, like obstacle courses, and everyone's unique. Everyone is unique. Yeah. So I mean, I absolutely love the game. I'm curious if I will continue playing. I have not lost focus on this game. I will still play it.
Does it have a chance for you guys for Game of the Year? I gotta interrupt and I gotta ask.
I don't. At this moment, it's not beating Zelda.
It's not beating Zelda.
Not beating Zelda.
I think it's a great game, but I think Zelda's gonna win because I think Zelda totally. Mario's kind of an expansion on 64, I feel like, and took some of the better elements from the other games, but I feel like Zelda totally recreated it and just had so much hype around it.
Is this the biggest threat to Zelda?
Yeah, I think it's between these two.
Year?
Yeah. I think so. I think the fault was, like, Zelda, the fault with Zelda was the story wasn't super strong in a game that the story should have been amazing, right? Now, the story is better than Mario's story, but Mario isn't really supposed to have a strong story with backstabbing and character development or anything. It's just a silly cat and mouse game. And but Zelda didn't. That's where it fell. Zelda doesn't have replayability as much as Mario does. But the gameplay overall in Zelda is just better. It's my opinion. It's just a more fun game, interesting game to start off with.
Yeah, and again, I agree with you guys, and I think specifically why to your point, I agree with, like, Zelda has moved games forward to me. Yep. Like, Breath of the Wild actually did something different, where they said, this entire landscape is yours to play with. Everything you see, you can go interact with. And in my experience so far with Mario, like, it hasn't been that way. Like, it's been... You know, you have your small plot of land that you can go explore, but there's definitely barriers, or if you're going to fall off the edge and be dead, which is okay. And I'm not saying that every game has to be Zelda.
They're setting out to do different things.
Yeah, exactly. But like what Zelda set out to do was change gaming, and I really feel like it's done that. And we talked about it a little bit. Like, I don't want to get like on a whole Zelda kick here. We're going to have our Game of the Year discussion sooner than later for sure, or maybe just a quick discussion. It sounds like at this point. But like what Zelda did was like say, hey, there's a tree, you can climb it. Hey, there's a mountain, you can climb it, as long as you have enough stamina to climb it. Like, to me, like, that changed games so fundamentally and so simply that, like, I can't compare that to Mario, where, like, Mario, it did make some technical advancements on, as far as Nintendo's concerned, and, like, obviously graphical enhancements, and it's a beautiful game. It sounds great. The sound is incredible, by the way.
The music's really good.
The sound design in this game is absolutely outstanding, and like having it in surround sound and stuff, like they really do a great job with sound in this game.
I will also say that I wish we could transform a little bit more.
Yeah, can you transform in everything? Because I've seen like birds flying away that I can't quite hit. If I hit them with my hat, have you guys tried that too?
You can look at the list of the things you can turn into.
Most things wearing a hat you can take over.
Yeah,
I
felt like that. I mean, there's a lot, but I feel like there should be a lot more. That should have been more of an element of the game than it really is. Like those rabbits. Why can't I turn into a rabbit? Maybe I can. I haven't yet, but you know what I mean. Like, there's like certain things like that. I'm like, why are we not allowed to turn into a lot of these things?
Hey, speaking of rabbits, not to get totally off topic, but I finally did finish Mario Rabbids. That game. That's a great game. That's one of my favorite games. I think I have for the Switch right now.
Did that take you a while to beat?
Yeah, actually, there's a
hard.
lot of content
I bet
in that
you
game.
it's hard.
It gets hard.
I bet you like if it's like
harder
XCOM,
than you'll think it.
XCOM is a fucking hard ass game.
I've heard it's not as hard as that, but it is much harder than you think it would be being a Mario game.
Yeah.
So
I heard it was. I heard it's actually probably just as hard as XCOM, but more forgiving. XCOM is not forgiving. You lose a person, you could be pretty fucked for the rest of the game.
No, it's like you lose a person next round, you can just switch them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but great game for those of you out there. If you're interested, definitely I recommend it.
But we all recommend Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Definitely get it. Yeah, if you got a Switch, like now's the time to get a Switch. Get Zelda, get Mario, and if you feel like it, get Rabbids and Splatoon.
Great time to get a fucking Switch.
Yeah.
Like the library is fantastic. I mean, at first it didn't need a good library. It had Zelda, but now it's ready to go.
What's the next game?
Rocket League.
I think it's Rocket League, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how these Bethesda games shake out. How Wolfenstein shakes out.
Don't give me something
They've
that's already been
got a
out.
Kirby coming up next year. They've got a Yoshi. I don't think Metroid's going to hit next year. I think that'll be
All we've
2019.
seen is the name.
Metroid. That'll be the thing. Now, I'll see Kirby.
I think
Because I haven't had a Kirby since Super Mario Kirby or whatever it was called.
Super Mario Kirby.
Or Super
Mario.
Kirby or Super Nintendo's Kirby.
It's Mario,
Okay.
guys. Just so you know.
You know, but Metroid's probably going to be my next game unless Kirby looks interesting. I don't know.
I think what they're probably going to do now that Mario's out and everything, I think they'll probably have one more of their Nintendo Directs before the end of the year, kind of premising, here's what's coming out in 2018, get excited. Because I think a lot of people are asking that same question now that Mario's out.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Mega Man, 3D Mega Man game, because they had Mega Man 64,
that'd
which was
be
a
awesome.
fantastic game.
That would be awesome.
And they haven't done it since.
Yeah.
They had a turn-based Mega Man game. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Either side-scroll that fucker like we used to do it, or make it 3D like we want it.
I think it would be really interesting to get Marvel in on the Nintendo Switch. And here's my thinking on that, right? Disney and Nintendo have a relatively good working relationship. Disney might have a better working relationship with Sony, but like, let's imagine, like, back in the day, some of the best Super Nintendo games were the X-Men games. Like, the X-Men games were fantastic, and they were side-scrollers. Wouldn't it be interesting to explore, like, a side-scrolling X-Men game that's played on the Switch? Like, something that would be, like, a $20 game that you would download or something, and it's, like, a graphical enhancement to, like, the X-Men and Spider-Man team-up game from back in the day. That would be cool to me. Like, I would download that instantly. But let's move on. So that's our sort of semi-review of Super Mario Odyssey.
What do we think's going to happen with Thor tomorrow? How do you guys feel?
That's a great, I can't fucking wait to see Thor. Now, the reviews that I've been seeing have been in the 7 range, and that's exactly what I'm expecting. Like, I'm not expecting this to be a great movie, but I'm expecting this to be a fun movie, and everything I've seen so far is saying it's a fun movie.
It's going to be a buddy comedy.
Yeah, and
Not
like
great.
Buddy Me or Buddy like just the
that's where
general
it gets
term?
confusing.
Buddy comedy, yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm excited to see it. Now, this is essentially based off of the comic book arc Planet Hulk from all intents and purposes. I'm excited to see it. I think it looks hilarious. Jeff fucking Goldblum is in it. Like, that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see this. Actually,
I heard the Hulk talks a fucking lot.
well, I mean, it's time that he does. He does in the comics.
Yeah.
Like, it's he just hasn't. So
I'm
far
not.
in the
That's not a
MCU.
criticism. I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
You know, like they have Hulk talking a lot. It looks like a giant comedy. And a lot of galaxy to it. But from what the previews look, Thor looks like a goofball in this.
He's kind of always been the comedic side of things.
Yeah. I haven't seen the second one, but he was funny in the first one.
Yeah, he always brings that like stranger in a strange place. Angle
That
to
yes, I
everything,
get
you know?
that, but
That's
they
most
make
of the
him
humor
like
in the
a
first one.
goofy guy. It's supposed to be like I am mighty. No one can warp my brain because I am mighty. And then they warp his brain. He's not a goofball there. He's just a stranger in a strange place. This one, it's just like we're buddies, guys. Hey, no, we're best friends. And I'm like, okay, he's now a goofball.
That's true. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And there's other scenes that, I'm just like, okay, now he's a goofball now, rather than like a mighty Thor.
Should we try to see that like Sunday night and do a reacts?
We could
haven't
try.
done a reacts in a while.
We could
Let's try to do it Sunday night.
because we got Justice League later too coming out, so we
That's-
could probably combine them.
That's my topic today. So hold on Justice League.
know,
I got
we
a
could
lot
try
to
to
talk
combine
about with
them.
Justice League.
We did see Jigsaw. That was okay.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I want to see it. Hold your reaction to Jigsaw.
We had fun.
Okay, is that that's it?
Kirsten and I walked out. I was like, "Were you entertained?" She's like, "Yep." I was like, "I was entertained." I don't know why people don't like this movie. I was like, if you like Saw, you'll like it.
Are the reviews bad?
Yeah,
Really?
It's dumb.
Like, okay.
it's people who don't like Saw think it's stupid. I'm like, why the fuck did you see it?
Yeah,
you're not gonna like it.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna like it.
Yeah.
Just go see Saw, and you'll be like, "No, it wasn't a great movie," but I was entertained, and I didn't see the ending coming. I mean, that's really
Yeah.
what it is.
Okay.
I'll read the Wikipedia article on it.
I wanted to talk about some news. So Paris Games Week just wrapped up. It was, I think, just this past week. Yeah, it was like Monday to Tuesday, and there were a couple things that came out. One being the release date for PUBG on Xbox is December 12th. So we're going to be playing the shit out of that. And this is my...
losing the shit out of that.
Is that still coming out for PlayStation?
I don't think it ever was. You're the only one that saw that.
I could have
and
sworn
nobody
I
saw
read
it.
that.
You read it in The Onion, maybe.
This is my promise.
Good one, Wyatt.
This is my promise to our listeners. When PUBG launches, our website will be live, and we will be doing our first Let's Play. Now... this is how we're going to do our Let's
Can we
Play.
do a game that will actually win?
I'll believe that when I have my gold trophy sitting on my
No,
shelf.
hold on. Now this
You're
is
in last place.
I don't care.
this is how our Let's Play is going to go. I have done some research. There's a charity called Extra Life out there that different podcasts are participating in, different YouTube channels are participating in, and essentially you do a marathon gaming session and you stream the entire thing. So I am going to volunteer the Hold On To Your Butts crew here to participate in Extra Life by playing a full 12 hours of PUBG as a group together on a Saturday or some day of our choosing around the launch of PUBG.
The whole day?
The whole day.
What if we switch games? We could
Yeah, we can switch games. We can come up with a full schedule, but as long as we're streaming, you have to stream for 12 hours. And I would like PUBG to be a big part of that.
Right? Isn't that one of the...
I want costumes. I think Friday the 13th needs to be a game that we play, by the way, on this.
I think bring N64 Jeopardy. That was my first game.
No,
we are...
I'm actually game with that.
Okay, I think I'm in. Yeah, actually,
It's really hard, guys.
Actually, that would be... Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Okay, deal. So we need to plan this, and this is going to be the full launch of our website. I can break this up, and I can edit the video, and we can do a short thing and stuff. So expect that. But sometime around December 12th, when things die down at work a little bit for the holidays, and we can get together on a Saturday and actually do this, it's going to be 12 hours full stream. More details to come, but it's to benefit Extra Life. And again, we'll be doing this live on Twitch. And if you donate to us, 100% of the proceeds will not go to us; it will go to charity. So
I like it.
All right. Other news that came out of Paris Games Week. We've got the new Last of Us 2 trailer. Now, I showed this trailer to you guys right before we started today. Now, I know that neither of you have played Last of Us 2. Wyatt, I know that you would love to play Last of Us 2.
No.
Buddy's been sitting
when
on
we
it.
lived together,
You
I watched
watched
you play the
a
whole
good
game.
amount. Yeah, that's
I was like, I don't care if I play it. I just
Wait.
want to watch.
It's not out. You mean Last of Us 1?
Last of Us 1.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But the Last of Us 2 trailer was just... the second Last of Us 2 trailer, I should say, was released earlier this week. Now, we watched the trailer, and I have a bone to pick with it, and I'm interested to get your guys' opinion. I think you don't need to use so much gratuitous violence to sell your game. This was to me, it was almost cross the line. Okay, it's not Saw. You're not trying to sell a Jigsaw gore porn movie, but this entire trailer was just a little bit too much for me. And how did you guys feel about it?
Well, let me ask you this: you play a game and you saw that. Are you okay with it? Because that wasn't really a trailer. That was the opening scene to the game. So if you have a problem with the opening scene, them using that opening scene as a trailer because it's violent, or do you have a problem with that being in the game and they don't need to make the game violent?
And quick pause, if you haven't seen the trailer, please go to YouTube and look up The Last of Us 2 PSG, or what is it? Paris Games Week trailer just came out earlier this past Monday. Late October. So check it out. But yeah, so to your point, the first game was pretty violent, but it was nowhere near that violent. To the point where there's you're hanging someone and breaking someone's arm with a hammer and so graphically doing that. If that's part of the game and you've earned that, playing through the game as the main characters in the game and you've gone through this journey and things are so dire at some point that you're faced with the unthinkable situation. That's different to me. I feel that can be looked at as art. I do mean that. But to use that as your first foot forward to sell the game, I think that's where things are a little murky for me. Like, I don't think people should be, like, persuaded to buy this game because of this gratuitous violence they showed. The entire point of the first game for me, what made me excited to play that first game and keep going back to that world, was the relationship between Joel and Ellie. And we've already seen that from the first trailer. Joel and Ellie are the main characters again. And I understand that maybe what this trailer was trying to demonstrate is that there's going to be other characters that you're going to have to care about in this game. Like, it's not just going to be Joel and Ellie's story. There's going to be the world at large. But, like, man, show me why I should care about these characters from an emotional level and not, like, this gratuitous, bloody, violent